Ooh, I just saw Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is directed by Danny Boyle, starring Michael Fassbender, Seth Rogen, Kate Winslet, Jeff Daniels, a few others. This movie, it's not really a biopic of Steve Jobs. It's more or less showing who he was as a person and showing, basically the fact that this guy's kind of a genius and definitely revolutionized some technology, no question about it. Basically, this movie, it takes place at 3 different product launches throughout Steve Jobs' career. And it starts with the Macintosh computer, then it goes to the next computer, and then it ends with the iMac computer. And it shows these different product launches and shows backstage, and it kind of really captures the feeling of who this guy was and the relationships he had with his employees and the people in his life. And I gotta tell you, man, this movie was great. It was great. Oh man, it was great. From start to finish, this thing is it's a knockout of a film. Honestly, I loved everything about this movie. The acting is amazing, the writing is amazing, the directing is amazing. Ugh, it's a great film, man. Let's start with the acting, though. Michael Fassbender. You smell that? Yeah, I smell an Oscar nomination. No question about it, man. He is magnificent as Steve Jobs, man. Oh, he's just so great in this film. Seth Rogen, though, too. Maybe a Best Supporting Actor nomination, huh? I think so. He killed it in this role. And so did Jeff Daniels, though. Oh, man, Jeff Daniels. He was so great in this film. And so was Kate Winslet. So was everybody. Michael Fassbender. Everybody, man. They were all so good. The acting is an absolute knockout in this movie. This movie's definitely a performance-driven movie, and yeah, everybody's performance delivers and drives this movie forward. It is, gosh, the acting is so good in this movie. But I gotta talk about the writing too, man. Aaron Sorkin wrote this thing, and God, oh, it's so good. It's just perfectly written, I think, man. The writing absolutely captures, Steve Jobs and who he was, and it captures his employees and how they felt about this guy, and oh, it's so good. And the directing is so great by Danny Boyle, and oh man, everything, honestly. I was kind of a little, my expectations weren't necessarily high going into this film, because look, I'm not an Apple guy. I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'll say it right now. I have nothing Apple related. I don't have an iPod. I don't have an iPhone. I don't have an iMac. I don't have anything, okay? Nothing related to Apple. But, going into this film, I kind of was like, I don't really care, but I'll go see it anyway just because it looks kind of good. This thing blew me away. God, this is such a good movie, man. It's not, I don't really know a lot about Steve Jobs either. I just know he was kind of an asshole, and this film definitely captures it. Boy, he was an asshole to his employees. He was an asshole to his daughter. He was an asshole to everybody. Oh, but, it's so good. I don't really know what to say about it. All I can say is the acting is magnificent, the directing's magnificent, the writing is magnificent, and the storyline too. The whole idea of doing 3 different product launches instead of just chronicling his life and telling how he got to be this guy and how he got to be, blah 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 blah. I thought it was really clever in the way that it told it, because it showed who this guy was, and it showed what he did, and it showed his his definite mark on the technological aspect. So this movie's great. The acting's amazing. The writing's amazing. The directing's amazing. The story's really interesting from start to finish. It was entertaining as hell. It's got some tense moments. The only thing I could say is, maybe the whole thing about his daughter. I love the fact that they added that to the movie, but I feel like maybe they should have went just a little bit deeper into that, because they kind of left it out, but, they left out some major things about it, but they should have, went just a little bit deeper in that aspect, but that's a very minor flaw. It doesn't take away from the movie by any means. So, Steve Jobs, it's a knockout. It's an absolute knockout, and I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. I don't care. I'm giving Steve Jobs a 5 out of 5. It was awesome. I loved it. I would see it again. Honestly, I would go back and see it again. It was really, really a great movie. So, there you go. Steve Jobs gets a 5 out of 5. Alright, thanks for watching. I don't know what the next review will be, because I have no idea. Well, what the heck comes out next week? I don't even know. The only other film that comes out this week that I was kind of maybe going to see was Rock the Casbah, but ooh, that's gotten some terrible reviews so far, so I don't know about that. So I don't know what the next review will be, but until then, you got some great movies in theaters right now, man. It's definitely Steve Jobs. I can definitely recommend that to you this weekend. But, Bridge of Spies is also out there, and The Martian's still out there, Sicario's still out there. So, you got some great movies, but definitely Steve Jobs. I can highly, highly recommend it. 5 out of 5. All right, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.